Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And one of those cloudy days once again here across north central Washington. A warm day yesterday to end our weekend where we topped off at 40 degrees. Today, a lot like that with temperatures well into the upper 30s. And look at this very unique look today outside our Sky-Fi tower camera. This is looking from Hose Landing out in the Orondo area. You see the Columbia River there. It almost looks like a black and white video, doesn't it? Very cool effect today looking out our weather window. And temperatures, as I mentioned, got a little bit warm. And for the rest of our Christmas week, I know a lot of you traveling over the next 24 to 48 hours. And boy, up until Christmas, travel looks great. You might run into a little bit of fog. That'll develop tonight. And once again, Tuesday morning, things should clear out a little bit by Tuesday afternoon with highs in the 30s. And then for Christmas Day, yeah, there is a potential for some flurries. We have a chance for possibly a white Christmas here in the Wenatchee Valley, and we'll talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee man convicted 2 years ago of exposing himself to a school teacher is now suspected of indecent exposure involving 3 children. An apparent gang-related shooting Friday night in Moses Lake injured 3 people ranging in age from 14 to 18. And Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say a driver who flipped his vehicle on Squilchuck Road was drunk and carrying cocaine. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County deputies say a Renton man sexually abused a child during a visit to Lake Eniat 12 years ago. Mark Darren Starman, who's 53, was scheduled to surrender in Superior Court today on a warrant charging him with first-degree child molestation. Police said a woman disclosed that Starman molested her when she was a teenager in 2007 during a camping trip to the lake. Prosecutors charged him in May. A Wenatchee man convicted 2 years ago of exposing himself to a school teacher is now suspected of indecent exposure involving 3 children. Wenatchee police say Christopher Robert Miller exposed himself to 2 13-year-olds walking near Foothills Middle School in separate incidents in November and December, and to a 17-year-old Westside High School student back on December 2nd. In each case, Miller allegedly pulled up alongside the students and asked directions, then exposed himself when they approached his car. In 2017, Miller pleaded guilty to misdemeanor lewd conduct for exposing himself to a teacher walking home from Wenatchee High School. Police are seeking 3 felony counts in this new case. Miller, who's 28 years old, is now jailed in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center until bail can be set. An apparent gang-related shooting Friday night in Moses Lake injured 3 people ranging in age from 14 to 18. Moses Lake police said 2 cars were driving in the 1500 block of West Broadway about 9 p.m. when at least one suspect in a vehicle fired multiple rounds at the other vehicle. 2 male victims were taken to the local hospital, while the third, a female, had to be transported to a regional hospital. Conditions on those injured was not available today. Police are continuing to search for the suspects, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Moses Lake Police Department. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say a driver who flipped his vehicle on Squilchuck Road was drunk and carrying cocaine. Jackson D. Powell of Wenatchee is charged with DUI and drug possession. Early on December 13th, deputies found his GMC Sierra pickup sitting on its roof. Powell was not injured and submitted to a field sobriety test. He allegedly had a baggie of cocaine in his pocket and a blood alcohol level of more than 0.2%. The legal limit for intoxication in Washington is 0.08%. Coming up next, a Wenatchee man is accused of strangling both his domestic partner and her cat during an assault earlier this month. The Douglas County PUD is getting pushback on its proposal to raise power rates on data centers by up to 55%. And the final weekend of Leavenworth's Christmas Lighting Festival once again met traffic backups extending for miles and adding sometimes an hour or more to travel times. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, a Wenatchee man is accused of strangling both his domestic partner and her cat during an assault earlier this month. 20-year-old Brandon Luna Gomez is charged with second-degree assault and second-degree animal cruelty for the December 6th incident. Wenatchee police say Luna first choked the woman's cat by the neck, then pinned the woman to the floor and choked her with his forearm. Luna has no prior felony convictions. He was released from jail Friday on $25,000 bond. He's scheduled for trial on February 11th. The Douglas County PUD's new rate could raise the cost to data centers by up to 55% over the next 5 years. But what does that mean for home customers? NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins spoke with PUD manager Gary Ivory and has this report.
Gary Ivory is worrying about the future. By 2029, Wells Dam, the Douglas County PUD's only hydropower project, will be putting out all the electricity it can handle, but it may not be enough for Douglas County's growing demand.
We saw really dramatic increases in loads. 2019, we project that our loads will almost increase by 20%. That is unsustainable by a small utility like ours.
As a result, the PUD board is weighing whether to raise rates.
From 2000 to 2010, we saw an increase from about 60 to 80 megawatts. And then from 2010 to now, we've increased all the way up to about almost 140 megawatts in load.
Most home customers would pay just 39 to 40 cents more on their monthly bills in the first year under the PUD's new proposal, but larger commercial ratepayers could see a total 15% increase by 2024. The real impact would be on cryptocurrency processors, with rates going up 110% in the next 5 years, and at the county's 2 large data centers, with a total 55% increase.
I would call the crypto loads and the data center loads extraordinarily large, and so we only have a certain resource. Once that resource from the Wells project is used up, it's gone. And we have to move into the markets to purchase power.
If the PUD has to buy market power to make up for shortages, the state's new Clean Energy Transformation Act means it would have to buy solely from renewable sources. And that market isn't fully developed yet. Doing nothing isn't an option. Both the earthen embankments on Wells Dam are vulnerable to earthquakes, and the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is demanding at least $500 million in upgrades. Without it, the PUD's federal license to operate could be revoked.
There are scenarios where that embankment could be compromised, and we don't want to ignore a public safety issue like that.
The PUD's commissioners haven't voted yet on the rate proposals. More public hearings are expected, and new rates could become reality in 2020. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
The final weekend of Leavenworth's Christmas Lighting Festival once again meant traffic backups extending for miles and adding sometimes an hour or more to travel times. The Washington State Department of Transportation reported traffic began backing up before 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon all the way to the Big Y on Highway 2. Conditions got worse throughout the late afternoon and early evening. Flaggers brought in the past 2 years have helped ease some of the traffic jams in Leavenworth as vehicles enter and leave. It was the third and final weekend for the Lighting Festival. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales,
where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Outgoing Wenatchee Executive Services Director Allison Williams says she's looking forward to new challenges as Moses Lake's new city manager. Williams says she's proud of her involvement as a facilitator in the planning for development along Wenatchee's waterfront and other projects. In tonight's feature story, she spoke with NCWLIFE Steve Hare about her vision for Wenatchee's future as a center for higher education.
I see the new leadership that's percolating up and taking hold of projects, and I think, you know what, we have built the capacity of this community, and we're going to be just fine. The one thing that really needs to happen is for us to wrap our arms around the WSU Research and Extension Center and highlight and broaden the graduate research that is happening there and really build on that, because everything that we've done from the Center for the New West Days to today talks about higher educational learning opportunities because of the capacity it builds in your community and because the promise that it shows those who are most at risk when they see people practicing in your community their work. So I hope that this community really can see that one through and what's next, and maybe the PUD property offers some opportunities there. And I think the other thing is for this community truly to succeed, to wrap our arms around the arts. And we've worked hard to put art on our streets, and we have a theater and music program in our schools like none other, and really taking that to the next level. And that could be another opportunity for the PUD property with Riverside Playhouse there. And we had a meeting recently with the Stage Kids team, and I was blown away with what they're doing and the capacity that they're building in the community.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. Weather-wise, it wasn't too bad. A little bit of rain shower activity, but some warm temperatures, and that's what we saw today too as we look outside our weather window. This is what it looked like this afternoon from our Hose Landing Sky-Fi Tower camera. Looking back around the Orondo area, still a skiff of new snow in the foothills, but not much snow in the valley floors or in our backyards, is there? But that may change as we get into Wednesday. We'll talk about that in a second. Unofficial official high temperature today in the Wenatchee area. Look at that, 39 degrees unofficially today. That's well above where we should be at 31 for this time of year. Overnight low, we started off on the warm side too at 30 degrees. 22 is normal. Record high 6 years ago, 2013. We got up to 46 degrees. Look at that record low back in 1983. That has got to be one of the coldest temperatures that we have ever seen in the Wenatchee Valley. Precipitation, that isn't so much today. That is over the last 24 hours, 2/100ths of an inch, and that now gets us to 7/10ths of an inch of moisture. That's from January 1st to now, and that's 63/100ths of an inch behind where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise 7:46. We're gaining time now after the first day of winter. Sunset at 4:14. It's going to be slow though. Let's take a look now at how your Christmas Eve day shapes up as we check out north central Washington temperatures. And one thing you'll notice, much cooler readings around most of our viewing area. 36 for Moses Lake, 35 Ephrata, 34 in Quincy. In Wenatchee, we will see 32 pretty much in the Wenatchee Valley proper. A little bit cooler up in Lake Wenatchee at 25. And you folks up in Omak, you will enjoy 33 degrees tomorrow. Now let's take a look at that surface loop so I can show you exactly what we can expect as far as snow as we work our way to Christmas Day. Tonight some patchy fog will develop. That'll be after 10 o'clock or so. Mostly cloudy skies then in our overnight. Still pretty darn mild too with that cloud cover. Will be above normal for our Tuesday and Christmas Eve. Many of you traveling, a little bit of fog in the morning. That should burn off. Clouds in the afternoon. There is a bit of a storm system that's ready to move in, and by the time we get into Christmas Day, yeah, here we are right here. We could see some very light snow flurries falling on Christmas Day. About a 20% chance of that happening. Most of the activity will be up around Lake Wenatchee. You folks in Plain may see some snow falling on Christmas. And the day after Christmas for Thursday, morning fog, then mostly sunny skies. It will be a little bit cooler. You can see the blue, and that's 30-degree temperature. And that's sagging all the way down through Washington State, right along the cloud cover that we will see as we get into Friday too. Partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Temperatures will cool off to about normal as we get into the end of the week. For Friday, morning fog, partly cloudy as I mentioned, and some shower activity as we kick off our upcoming weekend. We're not seeing big chances of precipitation, about 20% chance of snow on Saturday. Most of the heavier stuff will be around the Seattle area. And as we get into Sunday, pretty much the same scenario. Mostly cloudy skies, a 20% chance. I think it will be more of a rain-snow mix if we do see anything at all on Sunday. You can see most of that in western Washington once again. But once again, out in the Gulf of Alaska, a big storm system is brewing, and that will affect our weather as we get into next week. But let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 24 the overnight low tonight. A little bit of fog tomorrow and cooler temperatures as we transition more to a northwesterly flow. 31 for Christmas Day. We're hoping for some snow, aren't we? Just a little bit of snow would be nice. A 20% chance for it, and 31 for Wednesday. 32 on Thursday. 34 then for Friday and Saturday. And once again, Saturday and Sunday, a chance for snowy conditions with high temperatures then in the mid-30s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollegeIT.com, where we work to get you to work.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Seahawks will literally limp into the final game of the regular season this week after falling to the Arizona Cardinals Sunday 27-13. Seattle lost running backs Chris Carson and C.J. Prosise for the season to injuries. Carson has an injured hip while Prosise broke his arm. In addition, left tackle Dwayne Brown is having surgery today, may be out for the season. Coach Pete Carroll said it was a tough day for the home team at CenturyLink Field.
We had a really difficult day, obviously. Boy, nothing worked out the way we had wanted to other than the first couple of drives. And then after that, we just weren't able to do enough to have a chance to win the game. And it didn't matter kind of what phase we were in. We just weren't good enough today. And we were ready to play and jacked up and all that, and then it turns out like that. It's just really a surprise. And we could talk about this, and you guys can ask your questions and stuff, but really our focus is gone on that game because it wasn't going to be on this game after we got in this locker room anyway with the game coming up next week. But everything's, comes down to the final week of the season. We're fortunate that we have a chance to play for a division this late in the year, and what's important for us is to and be disciplined about this so that we can turn our focus to that week and not be affected by what just happened. We're going to do that really well, and we already started, and the mentality has to go to getting on. There's nothing we can do about this thing. It was so many things that just weren't right for us today, So that's kind of what it is. You can ask about guys about the game and stuff like that, but I ain't got much for you. But we did get both our running backs banged up today, and Chris and CJ both got hurt, and they will miss next. They're out. So we got to get to scrambling. Johnny's got to get to work and figure out what we're doing next. There's a lot of game for Homer to have to play by himself, so we obviously will make some moves here and figure some stuff out.
Now, speaking of those moves, the big news of the day is that former Seahawks running back Marshawn Lynch was in town and pending a physical could re-sign with the team he helped to 2 Super Bowls, including a Super Bowl title. Pete Carroll on his radio show on ESPN in Seattle this morning said Lynch would be given a full opportunity to play for the Seahawks again. Now, considering that fact that Carroll's Monday press conference also hasn't happened yet, one would assume it's because we're crossing some I's or crossing T's and dotting some I's to get that deal done beforehand. There were also reports that Seattle was working out former Bronco and Ram running back C.J. Anderson, as well as former Seahawk Robert Turbin. Now, meanwhile, Russell Wilson sacked 5 times and the offense sputtered throughout the game yesterday. Seattle 1 of 12 on third down conversions. Meanwhile, the Seahawk defense allowed Arizona to rush for 253 yards. So it's not just a matter of running backs and offensive line. It's the whole team that didn't play well. Seattle's chance to earn the number 1 seed in the NFC is gone, but they still could win the NFC West at the final game against San Francisco on Sunday. Now, that game was flexed into the Sunday night game. Will kick off on NBC at 5:20. Well, Richard Newton rushed for a score and threw for another to lead Washington to a 38-7 win over Boise State in the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl on Saturday. Jacob Eason finished 22 for 32 for 210 yards and a touchdown. Husky defense held the Broncos to just 78 rushing yards and had 2 interceptions. Washington finishes the season 8-5 and sends departing coach Chris Peterson out a winner. Well, the Wenatchee Wild finished the weekend on a high note after falling on Friday to Alberti Valley. Bulldogs came in and jumped out to a 5-0 lead Friday before Wenatchee could answer. 5-2 the final. Hunter Hastings and Brian Adams found the back of the net late in that one. Now, Saturday, a much different story as Wenatchee got up on Powell River early and went on for the 3-1 victory. Blake Emerson, Nick Caffarelli, and Dylan Herzog did the damage offensively for the Wild. Our checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
As he stands in across from Ethan Schmunk. Into the corner it goes. Wild trickle it out front. Emerson up top for his brother Blake, and he scores! Blake Emerson, his first goal. And his brother Quinn will go and grab the puck. That's a keeper. Lost an edge. And into the corner it goes. Caffarelli steals it, he shoots, and he scores! Nick Caffarelli wouldn't give up on that puck. Battling for it on the end wall, stole it away. Stepped out in front, lifted it up under the crossbar and in. Sets it up for Sam Morton. Morton into the zone, and Luli's going to go. And he throws a couple of strong rights and just demolishes his opponent, P.J. Garrett. I think Garrett got maybe one swing in, but Noah Luley chucking some of his gear off as he heads to the locker room. So his night's done, and so is that of Garrett. But Morton did a good job. Back to Maine once again. Swung over right side, Herzog. Herzog stick handles away from Rollison. Wrister, he scores! Dylan Herzog with a shot from the right point, and he caught Wardle leaning the wrong way. That was just a nice little wrist shot from the right point. Gonna get a fight going back behind, and everybody's piling in. Hastings takes a swing. Herzog's at the bottom of the pile. Chmielewski comes in and tackles someone from behind. Chorsky being grappled as well. Flying in is Slipik. Schmunk trying to yank Chmielewski off the pile. Meanwhile, more grappling continues. Slipik tries to give Herzog a bit of a shot, but now the linesmen appear to be able to start separating everyone. Can't get a shot. Gets chipped away, shot blocked on the way through. Porchetta with a shot attempt, and it's in! It just trickled through. The loose puck. And for Porchetta, he'll get the goal, but for the Powell River Kings, their first goal of the weekend. Smacked along. Wozni plays it there for the Kings. He comes along up along the left side wall. Adams gets bumped there. 10 seconds left. Comes back to the point. Krogfoss shot. That's drilled wide. Rattles back to the point. Shot blocked again. And that rattles down inside the Powell River zone. That's going to bring us to the horn. And this one's in the bag. The Wenatchee Wild able to wrap up their pre-Christmas portion of the schedule on a positive note with a 3-1 win over the Powell River Kings.
So Wenatchee wraps up before the holidays. They're off until January 3rd. They'll be back at the Town Toyota Center to host Victoria after the holiday break. If you want more scores from the weekend of prep sports, head to our website, NCWLIFE.com. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.